I'm sure Orbit expect the HellRaisers are on the catwalk, and HellRaisers just waiting for that utility. I mean, the Molotov is the worrying factor, I think. Bubble still having one of those. HellRaiser. Oh, all right, nice. They did this yesterday. This is how they got the force buy up. Yeah. They dodged the op of Alu. And actually, I think Alu was over at the single box there to Bubble's right, but same thing can be said here. And there's the Molotov out. They're past it. Bubble misses the shot onto the man who went flying across the site, and Stiko to get the entry as Bubble is so distracted, right?
This is, I don't know, Bubble should have just fallen back and decided to just do the same thing they did previously, worked flawlessly. Why do you try to take the battle when you don't really need to? Just obviously, maybe felt the opportunity was there, and now he's going to get the kills, but doesn't work out that way. It's just going to be Punisher and Spy Leader left against 5 HellRaisers players, and the bomb is down, so now it's going to be about exit kills. And Punisher gets one of those. That would be great for just trying to destroy the economy of HellRaisers, but Zero says no, it's going to get that kill on the Punisher, leaving just Spy Leader here into the spawn.
So we see HellRaisers do the run boost again. They did it only once yesterday against Ents, and they've done it once here now. It seems something they fall back on important rounds, but don't overuse. But at the same time, why not overuse it? It's not like anyone's ever going to hit the shot onto that player flying out, right?
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a solid point. I mean, and also it's definitely, I like it when, especially when you're doing a force buy. I think it's probably one of their force buy little tricks they want to pull out. And it worked out perfectly yesterday, obviously. Worked out this time around as well. But Bubble's positioning, just, he could see him jump, so obviously it wasn't as effective as yesterday. But still, that's going to be a round going the way of HellRaisers, and Victor is taking matters to his own hands. But Spy there, they're just running the middle right now. And Oscar, though, is going to get a kill on the Bubble before Victor comes in, gets the first one, finds the bomb with it too. Now Bonding's going to be the next one in the hot seat, goes down to Victor as well. That's going to be a fast 5-on-3 in favor of Orbit right now.
Oh, wow.
Stiko comes in and gets the second, or the 2 kills on a Victor Spy Leader to equalize the situation, make it actually a 3-on-2.
I was just about to say, that was great from Orbit. Victor moves out. Yes, he goes forward all the way to long alone, but Spy Leader's there watching lower B, watching the back. They've got teamwork. And then, of course, Stiko just rounds the corner, finds them lined up, and sprays them down. Now smokes Molotovs. Yeah, neither that actually great. Didn't even block the line of sight, but they cross for free anyways. And it's up to NKL and Punisher, who may want to save. The money was not great. You can see no head armor. No one in this round had a kit for Orbit, so you know money's pretty tight, but they're going to go for it. They've been fairly successful with the A retakes. And NKL dealing with flashes, Molotovs.
No kits either.
Yeah, they will have to back off.
This is the moment you just retreat. Just don't bother with it, really. Just think about the long game.
I should see Punisher at the top of the scoreboard there with 12 kills, tied up with Bubble. Everyone pretty close on both teams.
Yeah, really equal in terms of fragging on both sides, to be fair. So no one really just standing out from either team. Well, that's the, I guess, the dream situation when you don't have to rely on an individual player just going ham. Instead, everyone's just equally contributing towards winning the map. But so far, well, I mean, there's a possibility for a 6-9 scoreline, and when you're looking at it from the HellRaisers point of view, and that's something you can work with, definitely on Dust 2. But there was potential for this to be even a bigger one for Orbit, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they definitely could have run away with this half. And it might even come down to that round where they did the run boost, right? Bubble misses that shot, probably should have fallen back. They had already retaken A a couple times, even doing it once 5v5. Probably could have done it again. Instead, they lose that one, and they did actually have a quality rifle in round 14, and then, of course, this is the last one of the half, so they put everything they can into it.
And you can notice that now Orbit right now is expecting that A split that HellRaisers did so effectively earlier, sending 4 of their players to this A side. Now, this time around, they actually do have a play when they're force buying, which I like. So taking gambles is a part of the CT side of Dust 2, generally speaking, but even more so when you have to force buy. Right now, Orbit doing just that, and see if HellRaisers falls into the trap.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to HellRaisers and their information gathering. If they can sniff out the stack over towards A, right? There might be a battle happening pretty soon at the Longhouse. And yes, there is. Bondic will get Victor as he tries to push through. They found a second player there as well. That's NKL. So now HellRaisers might be thinking there's only one in A, or maybe one over at Car. But you can see they're not jumping the gun. HellRaisers still playing fairly passive.
Yeah, they were too spread around, and had they been towards that catwalk, I think they may have just plowed through and being surprised by a couple of CTs being there as a welcoming party, but instead it seems like they're going to be going towards the B-bombs. Angel just outside the middle bubble with the deagle, though. He says hello and gets the headshot. NKL with the flank as well. That's going to be down to Oscar and Zero pushing this B-bomb side, but Spy Leader with UMP ready. Oh, it's actually Bubble that gets the kill, and the second one as well, to make it a 10-5 half for Orbit.
I don't like Orbit anymore. We we criticize them for the force buys, right? And then, of course, in this map, how many force buys have they been successful on? And then it's like, oh, now they look like geniuses because they can win rounds like this. And even winning the full no armor, just P250 round as well.
It's like taking the old playbook from Envious and thinking we're going to be a new Envy from early 2015.
Although pistols have taken slight nerfs since that era, at least.
That is very true. That's a great half from Orbit. 5 rounds on the T side is still something you can work with, obviously. It's not going to be walking the park for Orbit at this point in time, but still, I think a lot more than we were expecting. And Bubble knows it, and he's happy about it. And he's warming his hands right now, and they're discussing their options into the pistol round of the T side.
Yeah, and Orbit generally known for their explosive T sides as well. It's the CT side for them that can really fall apart. A lot of times it's because of their economic decisions and just the nature of the CT side. But now they have certainly kind of escaped that, getting 10 rounds from CT, and we switch things around.
Sure, let's look at the buy from Orbit and this pistol. They've got a set of nades on Spy Leader. Smoke J flashes, everyone else going with the armor and clock. The other side on the CTs, there's a multiple blade by Zero. Bondic has a kit and 2 flashes, so it's interesting. Right now, seems like a long push is coming in, but Oscar is on the flank already. He can smell blood in the middle, but he's just missed his window of opportunity. Meanwhile, Orbit is already taken over long.
And I think, is that Stico, the one player up at A, kind of by himself, and he needs to just stay alive over those boxes. But look at Victor, that entry kill onto Angel. Stico quickly with the trade, but now they know where his position is. And Oscar, he thinks he checked that, but he has not. He is trying to be a hard target to hit, but it's stuck right in between 2 players. There's no way he's getting out of that.
That was a classic half check. You're like, oh,
yeah.
I've seen that go. Oh, never mind. I didn't spot him. I got wrecked. And now it's just Stico and Bondic left in a 2-on-4 situation. Orbit, they basically had that A side already. They've decided to go back to T-spawn, take the B bomb side, which is occupied by 2 of the Orbit players as well. It's going to be a battle with Stico and the rest of the Orbit team. The first headshot going the way of Stico. Now it's just a battle in the tunnels, and Bondic as well. He's having one of his own. Gets one on NKL. Things are just crumbling for Orbit right now. All of a sudden, the situation is starting to just favor the CT of HellRaisers, and how is that even possible? That's not supposed to happen. That's decisiveness from Orbit just cost him a round.
Yeah, Stico gets that crazy trade-off at A, and Orbit make the decision to, at that point, like, let's just rotate to the other site. But there were 2 people alive, and both those players were at B, so that opens up the opportunity for HellRaisers. And then, of course, HellRaisers, you know, was that Bondic in lower B? And then I think Stico made his rotation to get 2 more kills on B site itself. So that was incredible stuff there.
Yeah, things that should not be happening did just happen, and obviously Orbit being Orbit, they have force bought into this bubble with the scout, and then 5.7s, I mean P250s, Tech 9s, no smokes anymore, just 4 flashes to work with. So they're hoping for a lot of short range battles, just pistols, and see if they get them. They're going to be flashing their way out the middle to check doors. None of the CTs to be found. Actually playing quite passively around 2 towards the B bomb side. 1 is playing a ramp and 2 on long. So they're banking on the long range battles instead, which is the right approach, obviously, when you're playing against potentially a force buy.
Yeah, now they're going to try to lock down this mid to B with a bit of a crossfire, as one of the players for HellRaisers, I believe Stico, will sneak into CT spawn. And then, of course, 2 and B, you had 1 to watch the double doors if needed. That was Angel, who was even pushed down to mid a little bit, and it's Zero in charge of watching the tunnels. Angel just kind of shifting everywhere.
Orbit right now just gathering for that B push. They're coming in. There's 2 of the CTs in there. Angel gets the first one and the second one as well. Now gets traded by Victor, but Zero still being alive here on the plateau. Only with 12 HP though, but Stico coming in with the rotation, and it's going to make sure Orbit goes down.
Yeah, perfectly done. First of all, Angel, he drops back. I'm pretty sure it was his flash that blinded most of the terrorists, so Zero gets a couple quick kills. Angel found 1, and then Zero staying alive on the platform buys time to someone comes through the door, and they just kept setting up those crossfires. So great team play there from HellRaisers to make sure I think they only lost Angel on that round.
Yep, that's a solid job playing against a force buying terrorist side. Out Eco from Orbit coming in. Going to be pawing through long, but all 5, nothing to work with. Just an upgrade of P250 on 3 players, and no grenade lost. Eco already on that flank. I think we're going to see, excuse me, a lot of that from HellRaisers on this half. A lot of pushes, but the battle's on right now. Bond, gets the 2, make it 3. No, it doesn't get the 3rd. Bobble's going to come in, and that's been 2 frags for Orbit. Stiko with the longest spray of his life with that FAMAS, and then end of the day, Angel getting the last kill with the UMP. But I think we're going to see a lot of aggressiveness from the HellRaisers CT side, and let's see if how ready is Orbit going to be for that.
And Stiko with that FAMAS. I'm pretty sure nobody knows how to spray the FAMAS. To throw that out there.
Mission impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, just start shooting and wiggle the crosshair a bit and just kind of hope it works out.
I know. I hope they would fix the burst mode, by the way.
Yeah.
I used to love it in 1.6.
Yeah, 1.6 burst was definitely where it was at. It was a lot more viable. You're bursting at those long ranges and full auto close. Now it's, I don't know, basically just stick to automatic.
Yeah, sometimes you think the UMP is a better choice above the FAMAS, to be honest with you.
Or the 5.7.
Or the 5.7, even, that's true.
Although that will suffer at range.
That is very correct. Round number 19 on its way. Pop flash through middle. Victor's going to check if there's anyone close proximity, but no one to be found near those double doors. Very passive approach from HellRaisers. Quite the opposite of what we used to see from them. Maybe they have a thought of Orbit being just, you know, having an idea of how HellRaisers likes to play the CT side, because Orbit definitely did have an idea of how the T side of HellRaisers worked.
They're actually wanting to aggress onto the catwalk right now. Oscar missing that first shot. Stiko will save his life right there. Hitting the headshot again with the FAMAS onto his spy leader. As soon as that smoke goes away, Bondic replaces it with some fire, so keeping some players at bay. And that's NKL looking to lead the charge with his Galil Punisher. They've been trying to throw some misdirection in middle. A flash has caught a player, and he'll use that time to get up onto Xbox to move up on Cat. He's a 1 player on catwalk. Bondic here in the pit, finding that first kill. Victor will get the trade out, but it's still HellRaisers with the man advantage. 4 on 3. Punisher just getting dinked up there. And whoa, he is ready for that flank. He brings down Oscar, but there's Angel. So still 3 on 2. Stiko, there's a gap in that smoke. He tries to exploit it, but doesn't land the shots. He hears Victor running. He's going to go for the jump shooting. And Victor not quite planting all the way safe. And yeah, Stiko better fool it on the jumping because he's done planting the bomb. Victor's ready to go to work right now and get some kills. Bubble will start it off, actually. He spots 1 on catwalk. Do they know about the second player? They definitely do now. He's been seen. And will it be Bubble to hit the shot? No, it's not. 0 on 49. Victor low on the site. Got an entry, planted the bomb. Now can he finish off the round? 1 versus 1. 0 creeping up now, starting to make some noise. He's baiting out the shots. He goes to the Tech 9 for the mobility and pins him against the wall.
Bubble. I mean, such a perfect play going through the smoke, getting the 1 kill, negative 2. After that, he had to go CT spawn and just try to waste the time.
Yeah.
And just make it into individual one-on-ones. Just tell your teammate, you're playing a one-on-one, bro. I'm just going to be hiding CT spawn. Even if he goes down, there's no way the defuse is going to happen. Instead, he just keeps taking that fight on catwalk. Eventually, his teammate is so low that he's in a world of trouble in a one-on-one. And that's going to be the round going the way of HellRaisers. So, well, I guess you get carried away sometimes, but that's the little details you have to be aware of when the time is just going down on the bomb.
That's FPS Doug, right? Hands are shaking. You're still getting headshots. You just want more headshots. It's hard to then turn your brain on and be like, no, play the bomb, play the situation, just run away.
Exactly. It's just, it's frustrating to see when you know what the right play would have been, but obviously it's not as easy when you're in the place yourself, playing the situation. I'm 100% sure I made that mistake myself a bunch of times, but it is kind of my job to call that out. Well, there you go. It's going to be HellRaisers climbing back into this. They are almost, well, that equal scoreline. Coming back from a 5-10 half. That's a job well done for HellRaisers so far.
Yeah, that means no rounds converted here on the T side for Orbit. They'll have another one here. We got 2 Galils and some utility, just basically enough to stage 1 execute. And actually, they're just going to try the walkout over into B. Oh, and I love it. Victor uses that little exploit where you can hit your head and fly out of the tunnels, and he gets the entry onto Angel. He's quickly traded, but then Bubble gets in there with the kill as well. So bomb going down in B. This is the harder site to retake on this map, and they've only got 2 flashes, HellRaisers, to try to retake this 3v4.
Yeah, this is super hard, definitely. saying just 2 flashes, and Spy Leader getting the kill through the smoke as well. Oh, never mind, he was in the flank. In fact, Oscar gets the retaliation, but still a 2-on-3 situation. Things are not looking good for HellRaisers. They need to just fall back right now. They don't have, well, anything really going on to win this round, so the best case is just to try and save and see. The economy is not looking great for them, so let's see what they decide to do. Zero can obviously still buy. Bondi can probably drop a FAMAS or UMP, and then the rest I can see in the force buying still.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that HellRaisers go and do a lot of the time, especially if Oscar has an AWP, they will still buy.
Yeah, I think that's it right there. The fact that Oscar keeps his op means everyone else is going to buy. That one player was rich, so he can drop or just buy himself. But that being said, Oscar, I mean, look at him, 9 and 14. That's not where we usually see Oscar. The fact that HellRaisers are even making the comeback with Oscar not being that present on either side of the map.
Yeah, that is very true. He's one of the more consistent player for HellRaisers, and consistently hitting a lot of crazy shots. Bringing the numbers, it's making it a lot easier for his teammates to contribute and make rounds happen for themselves. Today seems to be not one of those days where he is consistent, instead having a bit of a rough patch so far, Dust 2. But still, it is competitive. HellRaisers is still in this game, super close right now, and the rounds that we've seen so far, a lot of after plans, a lot of retakes, or attempts to retake, so that means the economy was going to be a problem. Stico is going to get the first one on the Spy Leader. I'm not really sure what Spy Leader was trying to accomplish there. Just running out on his own from Catwalk, trying to play the information game with Stico's positioning, just too OP for Spy Leader to try and handle.
Well, Stico himself was they were just kind of running at each other at the same time. It was a weird timing from them both, but Stico with this FAMAS has actually just been so good with it.
The one player in the world that makes it work.
Yeah, kind of weird. So man advantage for HellRaisers. Zero did take damage early on. He got tagged through the doors from Bubble, and now here's Oscar with that op. You know, these are those bread and butter shots you need to hit as an opera on Dust 2. From car to the catwalk. He's hit the first. Doesn't need to get any more because Stico pulling out a double kill quickly with that FAMAS. That's a 3K overall on the round, and now it's Punisher. Angel will take him down at middle.
Can't really go out on catwalk without throwing enough or throwing flashes. I mean, I think they maybe threw one, but when you're Oscar and you're playing that car position, it's going to be quite easy to get some kills. Only obviously gets one, but that is just going to stop the push from catwalk to progress further, and then Stico comes in, gets on top of those boost boxes, and gets the 2 kills afterwards, and that's pretty much a run over.
Oh wow!
And well, Bubble, he's down and out this round.
Yeah, I don't believe Bubble had anything.
No,
I think it's just spotting with a pistol.
Sure. Seems like the rest of his teammates are just waiting for an opportunity to go into the Angel. Could be this could be a genius position, or this could be horrible for him. He gets the 1 kill, and then Zero chimes in, and well, it's gonna be brutal.
Yeah, that nade was perfect. Angel's there. I'm sure he hears the footsteps. Can call for everything, and they just get put into the blender. So very dominant there. And now Oscar, having hit that shot on catwalk, having hit one through middle, consistently hitting op shots the last 2 rounds.
Maybe he's warming up. It's not 11-11. Supposedly, I've heard you're supposed to be making wishes at this point. I'm not going to make
one. That's generally when you look at the clock. I don't know where that comes from, but
I just know that from Mr. Staticist.
Ah. Maybe it comes from Canada then.
Yeah, Canadians. No one's ever understood them.
At least they apologize for it all the time. As Oscar got the first shot of the round, and Stico, who else? And with what else but a FAMAS? He finds 2. That's 22 frags for him now. I believe he's 22 and 12, so Stico having a standout performance. He's finally pushed himself away from the pack as everyone's, the kill distribution was very tight on both teams, but Stico is starting to stand out, and Bubble was as well at the end of the first half. And speaking of Bubble, he's the last one alive. Zero will take him out with a quick headshot.
And that's going to be the first time HellRaisers has been on the lead on Dust 2, as at 12-11 at this point. Right now, like I said, HellRaisers is just really taking the control of this game. Orbit's looking a little bit clueless. It seems like their executions right now are just not complex enough. They're not using their utility well enough to make it uncomfortable for an opera like Oscar. Oscar's just going to be taking a peek in middle once again. It's not going to be finding anything. Meanwhile, a bit of a quasi-buy right now coming in for Orbit. Tech 9s, upgraded pistols in general, and just 1 flash, and they're coming in with a split right now. Stico gets a kill, but it gets traded off by Bubble. Now Bonding in a world of trouble, gets downed by Bubble as well, and that's going to be the A side lost. It becomes a 4-on-3 situation with the bomb getting on the site. But, well, there's still plenty of utility for the CTs. HP advantage is massive for the CTs as well. So, I still feel like this is going to heavily favor HellRaisers.
Yep, Angel moving in. They used a nade and a flash to get that catwalk control, and there's actually a flank coming on the catwalk as well. So HellRaisers are not ready for that. Angel still pushing forward. He's actually far enough forward, and Zero's dealt with the flank. Angel is one and done. Victor takes him out. Zero trying to move in, and they just can't get it done. The fact that Bondic on the site was unable to even come away with the kill, I mean, you can kind of see why. He's got an M4. They have pistols that one tap, and they got close. I think maybe Bondic next time just doesn't let them get close.
Yeah, that was a good call also with the flank coming in. That was always going to be a distraction. I think maybe even the saving grace in the big picture. And Orbit managed to pick that one up. Now it's 12 rounds just going back and forth. And look at this, Bubble's going to take a hit onto Zero, who's down to 19 HP, crossing to B-bomb site. So it's going to be Bubble doing the things we were expecting Oscar to do in the first half. Things progressing slowly here. Mid control being obtained by Orbit and take over Capital, but they're going to be meeting up with a couple of CTs here. Just one. It's going to be Stico. Just waiting for the opportunity to take a peek. Oh, there, here comes the flash, and that's going to be his Q. It's going to take the peek and win the duel on the Spy Leader. But in the meanwhile, the P-Split is coming in. Victor already at B doors, and it's going to take a long spray. Gets Angel, and that's going to be the B-bomb side loss for HellRaisers.
Angel was not ready for them to be there that quickly. You saw he had a nade out. I imagine it was a smoke, maybe a Molotov for the doors, but he gets killed. Victor just runs through. Angel cycling nades. He can't even fight back. So the bomb's gone down. Bondic gets a quick kill onto Bubble, so that evens it up 3-on-3. Oscar and Bondic with kits, but they do have two ops retaking B site. That's not really how you get it done, but Stico finding another kill. And even now, HellRaisers still have to save.
Yep, the bomb timer already ran so low that they don't really have any other option but to try and save these weapons and cause a lot of just an economic dent to Orbit. It's exactly what they're doing. It's only going to be Victor alive, and seems like a timeout has been taken by Orbit. I wonder if it's technical or tactical.
Well, you would think technical, considering they just won.
Tactical.
Okay.
Well, Victor is just apparently walked off, and he's got enough of this.
Oh, it might be bathroom break.
Doesn't want to play anymore.
Probably. I think it's a tactical for bathroom break. Remember yesterday, Epsilon took a tactical, and we got that amazing camera shot of Victor running back to the seat. That's good stuff.
Victor can't just hold it, can he?
Like bubble work in the camera. He knows.
Yeah.
Was that blue steel?
He's going all for us on the camera.
It's important, man.
But what a back and forth affair, especially the second half right now. Such an even game. And always thought it was an outside chance this could happen, really, to be honest with you. The Orbit could be really competitive, but at the same time, HellRaisers has seemed really rock solid on us too. Now, I think the one factor that's been an issue for HellRaisers has to be the fact that Oscar just hasn't been playing the way that we're used to him playing.
Stico's been doing great, and I've actually just been paying attention. So he was obviously doing a ton of damage with the FAMAS, and then one of the next rounds of Cat, he had an M4A4, he gets a kill. The next round, he has an M4A1S, he gets a kill. So, I mean, I guess the guns aren't all that different. As long as you're hitting your first shot, that's the most important thing. And I think it goes to show that he is. 26 kills. He has been fantastic on that A site, but it still hasn't been enough.
Yeah, the problem with the FAMAS is that when you're meeting with multiple opponents, it's really hard to have like the proper mow down, spray down. You can get that one kill and then maybe do quite a bit of damage on the second guy, but you don't see often a player with a FAMAS just get like multiple opponents down when they're, let's say, they're rushing out of long doors, for example, if they're armors. So it's the case. And this is obviously, you know, it's good for HellRaisers as well. They get to think about their options and what they want to do on their defense. So far, it's been way better than their attack, that has to be said.
Yeah, if this tactical pause really was just for a bathroom break, perhaps, from the looks of it, it really is better for HellRaisers. Gave them time to talk about it. They don't have to use their pause, and you can see an adjustment coming out here. Angel, who's been playing in B, pulls out an op. Oscar with an op as well.
Well, let's see if they change their position in any way. Bubble trying to attack through the doors, not happening this time around. HellRaisers have sent 2 on long, and Orbit on the meanwhile just taking things really slow. Waiting for any potential pushes from the CTs. Those are nowhere to be found. So they'll have free access to try and take over Catholic if they wish to do so.
You can even see here, I mean, Galil's present lack of nades from Orbit. Their economy has been kept in check. They've won 2 in a row, but they had 2 people survive on the first round they won and 0 surviving on the last round.
Is here in a position right now, but he's going to fall back. He's going to, well, make some damage to Spy Leader, but no frags have been exchanged so far. Angel pop flashing mid, flashing himself, in fact, while doing so. Not going to see all too much there, as 2 of Orbit players are right now in Catwalk. 1 is in Lower Dark, 1 upper tunnels, and 1 just waiting for any pushes from long. So Orbit not really doing all too much at this point in time, just waiting for any early encounters, and that's exactly right now what's happening. Stico going to be the one to be on top of it, gets the first one on to Victor. Spy Leader just going to be going up here on the catwalk, and that's going to be Oscar saying thank you, getting that kill bubble as well. So just coming with a P250 because why not? He's going to get that headshot on Stico. With 28 HP left, he decides to fall back, and now it's down to just Punisher and Bubble in the 2 and 4.
Stico jumping was a bit odd, but I suppose at that range with the CT rifles, it actually is fairly likely you get a kill. So he's going for it. He's the only casualty, and Stico makes the right play initially. He takes a contact on Catwalk, does some damage, but falls. And then Angel misses a shot that didn't even look that difficult at middle, but Stico saves his life as well.
Seems like a little bit for me to Orbit is not really good at like playing defaults without having some kind of an object, like a really clear objective. When they're just doing a default and then just trying to play by picks, they just seem kind of lost. Well, and NKL is going to be just lost out of the whole map right now for this round, as Oscar is going to get that pick. But to me, that seems to be a bit of a trend. That they are not really good at just doing on-the-fly stuff. Like in there, they're just trying to sort of just go out of the middle and just got destroyed. And then just running out of catwalk. That does not seem too organized at all. So yeah, it seems to be a bit of a trend.
Getting denied on catwalk, then losing a player, getting denied middle. It does seem like they fall apart mid-round when they need to make those reads. Maybe gather that information, failing to do so. And NKL, man, he got a haircut. He was again running through that dark alley. Oscar hit him right in the top of the head, and there's Oscar actually dinked himself. Maybe NA smoke followed by an NA flash, making North America proud. That's what we want to see. And it might fall on Stico one more to hit the hard shots. He gets the spray down, one of those final bullets connecting the Spy Leader. Victor there on the trade with his Galil. Still man advantage for HellRaisers. Bomb has gone down. We've got kits on most of the players here. And enough utility for HellRaisers to have a pretty dangerous retake. One player going to be coming up middle. I believe that's Oscar, who is quite low. Tosses in a nade, and Victor, yeah, the nade giving him away. And Bubble's able to pick up an op from that, too. Punisher, nicely done. Pulls out the fire extinguisher. Didn't extinguish everything. Runs into the fire and dies! I don't know if I can even fault him for that. Thinking the smoke would have put it all out, but it's not the case. Bubble! Was that too
way through the smoke in mid? didn't work out in his favor in Orbit. They are, like I said, they have their 15th round of this first map.
Yeah, and like we mentioned on the desk, Bubble and Victor are those players at the top of the scoreboard, so they've remained consistent over the course of, well, what did they ended up playing? They played 4 maps, right, Orbit? Because they had a best of 1.
Yeah.
And then they got a best of 3.
5 maps, right?
Yeah, 5 maps, yeah. Best of 1 they won, lost a best of 1, got a best of 3.
Yeah.
And got here to the semifinals, so having played quite a bit already here at this event. Bubble won't land a tag. Through the doors onto Zero, so Zero feeling pretty blessed, I'm sure. 3 people into the B site for HellRaisers. Bit of a stack there, as money is tough. We got UMPs and CZs.
Oscar is just going to say thank you. Get that push in the tunnels and get the kill on the Punisher. They're the advantage now going the way of HellRaisers. That's exactly what you need to do as well when you are low in economy. I said this earlier, you need to be the one making plays. They do just that now. They're stacked 2 in the middle. Question is Victor going to be ready for this? Again, a little bit lost his Orbit. They don't really have anything going on so far. Let's see if they actually come up with some kind of execute at any point in time, because a lot of the times it will seem to just be lost when they don't seem to have this objective in their mind that they want to execute.
Yeah, we got HellRaisers coming away already with the first kill on the Punisher, and in a round with UMPs. They might be playing a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more loose. And that could hurt Orbit, as you can see the bomb starting to slide through the tunnels, gearing up for B. There's still 1 player at long. I think that's NKL. Yes, it is. Trying to make a distraction, but Bondic from the blue bin will take him out. Spy Leader did grab 1. He killed Angel. That was one of those UMP players, and Zero in a great spot with the CZ. Close range, finds that 1 kill on the fall down. Can't quite get, does get the reload, fights back, but it's Bubble with his pistol, fighting fire with fire to get that shot. Ooh. Nade out, wow, that is a nade onto Stico, trying to get in through the window. 15 seconds now, the bomb's gonna have to go down soon. Bubble's gonna plant as safe as he possibly can. Flash goes over, and that lets players get in through the window, through the door, all on Spy Leader now at the Xbox here. He finds 1, 2, nearly a third, but it's Bondic who goes up top. 2nd kill of the round, and that's 14 for HellRaisers.
Yeah, that was a super close one. Once again, pushing in the B bomb side, a 2-on-3 situation. That was a good call from HellRaisers. Ball flashing as the plant was going down. And then coming in, the Spy Leader almost clutching a 1-on-3 on the match point. And now we are on the 30th round of this map number 1. And let's see, well, that's a decent buy when you're Orbit, definitely. From an Orbit standpoint, that's a decent buy, because they can do with a lot less as well, we've seen so far.
Might even be better if they had 1 more Tech 9.
But look at this. Now this is what I was talking about. Angel just coming up in middle. It's going to get the first one, but not the second or the third. Now it's going to be just trades going left and right before Victor makes it a 3-on-2 all of a sudden. And it's going to be the A side open before, though. It's going to be Oscar on the rotation. Goes down to Victor. Now it's all going to be down to 0. What a Famaz against NKL, Victor, and Spy Leader.
And what a play. I can't imagine the pressure. Yeah, it's a best of 3, but this is Dust 2. This is your map as HellRaisers. To make that decision to go that quickly up middle, Angel by himself. I mean, he nearly had the 2, which probably secures the round, but he only gets 1. He falls, and then elsewhere on the map, Orbit grab a kill.
Those are the plays they used to do in the first 8 rounds or so. That's what I was talking about pregame as well, and they've been super good at that. But would I do that on match point, going alone up middle, taking that gamble? Probably not.
Yeah, but at the same, like on the flip side of that, you've got Orbit that are also maybe not going to expect that, right? Like, no way they push and go this crazy aggressive.
Of course, it would have been a genius play had they taken 2 or 3 kills, but again, it's a coin flip gamble, and I'm not really sure if I would have taken that.
So right away, a lot of 2-0 predictions on the desk for HellRaisers. That's already out of the window.
You know, that happens.
Now the one man, Paula, who doesn't even know what he's talking about, is the one that's geared up for the correct prediction as we go into Cash is next, which again is a really great map for Orbit. And I think that's the one you said that they would have the best chance on, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the map that they've, I think, been most prominent on for basically the past year or so. So, yeah, definitely. I mean, there's upset potential here, definitely.
Yeah, and we'll have to see Oscar, right? I mean, I think the biggest story there for HellRaisers is that Oscar wasn't really present, you know, when he took it to ends pretty much with that op through middle every single time, getting information, getting some damage, and then it was Bondic that stepped up and played the best for HellRaisers.
Yeah, also Stico, we said also
Yeah.
the FAMA just going ham on the CT side, really. So definitely need to have an upgraded version of Oscar coming in on cash compared to Dust 2.
All right, well, Orbit already with a little bit of an upset in the books, winning there on Dust 2. Cash is next here at DreamHack Tour, the European minor. Stay tuned.